Hi, beautiful souls, and welcome. If you're new here, my name's Zach or LD Healing, and in today's video, we're going to be looking into what people say about you. We're going to be doing a bit more of a gossip reading. We're going to try and get our best breakdowns of what people say or specifically talk about whenever they're in reference of you. If you're wondering why I'm doing this reading, I had a dream last night where I was sitting around a table with a bunch of people, and then there was some drama, and then all of a sudden I popped off and said to these people, "Keep my name out your motherfucking mouth," which I think is just so funny, and it's such a iconic moment in reality TV history. So I thought, why not make a video? Why not make a video that really reflects what I saw in my dream? Just because I feel like it will be such a fun thing to look into. For Power 1, I have a piece of Angelite as well as the Light Seekers Tarot, or the Light Seers Tarot. For Power 2, I have a piece of green calcite or emerald with the Radiant Tarot. And for Power 3, I have a black Tourmaline piece with the Witch's Tarot. Please be sure to pick with your intuition. It can be as easy as just the pile that you can't stop staring at. Without further ado, I'll see you in a minute. Hi, my beautiful Power Ones. For those of you who chose the Light Seers Tarot or the Angelite piece, welcome to your reading today on what do people say about me, or what do people say in reference to me. So I'm going to go ahead and just start pulling your oracle cards. I'm just attuning to your energy, so if I seem a bit slow at the start, I'm just going to be attuning to your energy. But while I get into that and while I'm pulling these cards, please be sure to leave a like if this video does end up resonating with you. It helps people like you connect to more videos like these, but it helps videos like these help find more people like you. If you want to go that extra step, of course, I would be more than welcoming and loving to you if you would subscribe. But of course, there is no pressure, only if you enjoy my content, because there is going to be more content like this coming to you in the future. That's a channel message. Give me a sec. So we've got, for your cards, your archetype cards, we've got Companion, we got Virgin, and we got Child Magical. Ooh, okay. Okay. Something that I do want to say is that people do see you as someone who's very loyal, or someone who may... This is funny, I'm hearing this. So this is for people who aren't sure of you, or who sort of project upon you. People see you as someone who probably fakes their childishness, or not childishness, fakes their innocence. That's the word. Fakes their innocence. Because a lot of people see you as someone who is very pure, who's very loving, or who sees things through a lens that is very untainted by the filters that the outside world will often taint a lot of people within our society with, through news, through media, through outlets, through conditioning, through social systems, through projection and pains. It feels like a lot of people think it's fake, but I feel like this is a part of you. Like, you're the type of person to believe in fairies, and it's true. Fairies are real, you know? Like, you're the type of person to work with these concepts of that there were unconditional loving people who sacrificed themselves. For example, again, you don't, not again, but why'd I say again? Maybe you've heard this in the past. You don't have to believe in the Bible. Maybe you've clicked on another one of my picker cards and I've said this before. You don't have to believe in the Bible, but it could just be that you really resonate with that archetype of that caring person who sacrificed themselves to give a better life for other people. You know what I mean? There's that energy of, you believe that there is beauty in sacrifice, or beauty in sort of caring for other people before yourself. It's very interesting, some of the messages that you're getting here. Something I want to say is that you show yourself as a natural mother, someone who's very naturally caring, and that's what people pick up and talk about. I think people get very jealous of your love. Like, if you don't care for someone the way that you care for someone else and they hear about it, they will get jealous, or they might do the cold shoulder, or they might be a bit childish. I have a feeling there's a lot of childish people around you, or a lot of childish people who you interact with, because it feels like if you don't give the same energy or the same attention to those people, that they will sort of pull back their attention or their love towards you. It's interesting because your nurturing causes a very special reaction in people, and people talk about that. It's almost like the nurturing, or the love, or the energy you give towards people, or the way that you sort of give advice, or the way that you tenderly listen. You listen in a very vulnerable state where you aren't sort of looking to reply, but you're looking to give someone the space to listen. It makes them feel like they have a companion. I feel like people talk about that you're someone who's very easily taken advantage of, which is so weird to pick up here, but I don't think you allow it. It's like people could talk about yeah, I use this person to like dump my pains on, or like, I don't know if it's that drastic and that self-aware, but it's like people know that they can easily like have access to you and access to your energy, and they see you as a companion. And they might like be like, yeah, this person doesn't know what they're doing. Like that, like they confuse your vulnerability with weakness, and that's what I'm seeing here. But the thing is that you're very old, and not old in the sense of physical age. I mean, you might be, but you're very old in the sense that what you've went through, what you experienced, and how you're able to identify situations, you're very in tune and very self-aware with those situations versus the people who you surround yourself with. So because we have to keep in mind that we attract what we attract, what we are. So there might be a level of self-awareness that's lacking in the area of how much you're actually giving. But ultimately what I'm seeing here is what people say is that, there is that vulnerability that is almost mistaken for weakness. What's that song by Rihanna? I think it's Rihanna, 4 or 5 seconds from Wyland. I've got 3 more days to Friday. All of my kindness is taken for weakness. Yeah, I'm hearing that song. So if you know that song, go listen to it. It's very that. Um, Something that I want to say is that when you step up, because it seems like you're the type who will step up or who does step up in situations, or who always finds yourself in a place of power by accident. Because we got Leo twice here, because I'm just pulling the pre-pulled oracles that we got here. We got Leo twice here with 3rd house, 4th house. You're someone who people always seek the opinion or approval of, or you're someone who sort of gives harmony in group settings. Like you find yourself in power, or who has influence in these group settings because your opinions and your perspectives and the way that people perceive you is non-threatening. But the thing is that you have a power and an air of allowing people to sort of work in unison or work in flow. I feel like people see you as non-threatening. Something I'm seeing is that I could have what that bitch has. There's like someone in like a group setting or a group dynamic around you that like really undermines or like doesn't understand the power or energy or sort of attributes the necessary wisdom of what you've went through to you. It's like, I could have what that bitch has, but I don't want it, so I'm not gonna get it. It's like people don't see what you've sort of built yourself up into as this like unique being, because they're jealous. They want to be like, I could have what they have, but it's like they could never amount to like overcoming what you've overcame, collecting the wisdom or understanding in the areas that you've understood or collected the wisdom in. It's like what you've learned, what you've went through, and what you've understood, and how you've bounced back, and all these things. It's like they don't see the work that you did. They just are focused upon like the end result, and they're kind of jealous of it, and they're like very insecure. There's a lot of insecure people around you that you sort of associate or work with that are like trying to look bigger or better than they actually are, and they'll say to other people, I could do what they do, I could have what they have. It's very like a bitchy, snarky remark. And I'm not saying everyone around you is like this. I'm just saying there's some sort of energy that seems to follow you in group settings where it's like, yeah, that person isn't unique. They sort of want to shoot down your light because you shine so bright. And it's how you shine bright is through your vulnerability. It's through like this magical perspectives or unique love that you bring to every situation. It's like they just love. There's nothing unique about that. But it's like your ability to listen is unparalleled by anyone else in your life or anyone else who's been around you, because you went through such unique events that people acknowledge of like you had to sort of you were shot down, or you were sort of pushed out of the limelight in your home life. People see that the roots that you came from really shaped who you are. And I know that sounds so general. It's like everyone goes through that, but it's like, seriously, your home life really held you back or didn't allow you to socialize or to interact with people. And this is something that's picking up here, or at least people pick up, and they understand that the traumas or the unique events that you went through in your home life really shaped you to be this magical being. And you could have had such a good home life, and that's what preserved this childlike innocence, and then it was broken by this world, and it's your home life that protected you. But it's attributing power to the home life, right? Either the home life broke you down and made you not realize your worth or your value, and you had to sacrifice or love other people to find that love within yourself, or you were so protected in your home life that you had this innocence, this sort of unique point of view, so protected, and you were so cast out of society and the groups around you because your light shines so bright, That's something I'm picking up. Let's move into your tarot now on what people say about you. Oh, I just hit you guys there. Let me just, even you guys out. It's always so hard to shuffle whenever this annoying tripod is in front of me. But let's get into your cards. Oh my gosh, see, again, you're just gonna shake. Oh, we saw the 8 of Wands a moment ago. Okay, let's see your cards. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah. Like I said, that's that position of power. See, you may not be looking for power or influence, but everyone looks up to you. Everyone goes to you for advice. Everyone wants to listen to you. I'm just shuffling a clarify deck. So I can clarify the cards. You may not look for these positions of power or influence, but you always find yourself in it. And it's because of the energy that you bring to every situation. It's like you help people ground themselves. You help people sort of center and align and find their direction, find their unique light. Can we get a clarify for 8 of Wands? Can we get a clarify for 8 of Wands? Oh, thank you. Yeah, we have 8 of Pentacles and we have 4 of Swords. This is interesting because you may not see it that way. You may feel like you're very left out in the cold or left out in the dark, or that the work that you do goes unnoticed. Like you might give someone advice or give someone a bit of love, but then you're like, did I say the right thing? Did I do the right thing? Yes, you did. It's like you're learning to hone your craft of like how you sort of help people address or work with themselves on a deeper level. And it may not even be in such a profound, like psychological way. It could just be that you help people bring their ideas to the forefront of their being, and you help people create their futures that they're wanting or that they talk about or that they have the potential of. You help people sort of, this is interesting. I think you help people sort of build their businesses or build themselves, their self-worth, their confidence. Like every life you touch is influenced in such a unique way that helps them sort of follow their dreams and passions, but you're sort of left uncompleted, unfulfilled, like on your throne of like, well, when do I get to be in the limelight? But the thing is that you are in the limelight. Like you're the beauty in all these people's eyes, and that's something I'm picking up. What people say about you is that you're someone who works extremely hard to make people feel comfortable. You're also someone who helps people sort of find balance, to find love. Yeah, the 2 of Cups here and the Star. Oh, I knew it. Yeah, you help people find their wish. You help people believe in themselves, and that's your unique touch that you leave on people. Look at the Star here twice. People see you as a star. Like no one ever forgets about you. And these cards are both portraying nighttime. Like, look, we could have had a different result if we had the card a different way. We could have had a different result, you know? But it's like the star symbology twice. I want to tune into that. People see you as otherworldly. They see you as like someone who comes from the stars, not of this earth or not anyone who they've ever met before. They see you as someone who's very capable of achieving what they want, but you may not believe in yourself, and that's why you help other people believe in themselves. You may be in a stage, where you do believe in yourself, and I don't want you to take away from that, but you believe in magic and you believe in the vulnerability or the beauty of people. This is the moon. Yeah. You see the dark, like not darker aspects, but you see the deeper aspects of people. Like you see the potential and the beauty in people. When everyone else is like, no, that person's like, they just want to cast them down or belittle them to a title of like, no, that person's mean, that person's terrible, that person is a racist who just hates people. You're someone who's able to see, wow, this person went through complex conditioning traumas that made them believe that there is let me tune into this. You see beyond the layering. You see beyond the surface that people just draw upon. And that's something that's coming up here. Something that I also want to say is that you help people find purpose in being around themselves or being themselves or expressing themselves. With Virgin and Companion and Childlike Magic. And then we also had 3rd house, 4th house. Your work is very orientated, like your work here on Earth, and people, I think, acknowledge this, because this is going a bit beyond what people say. I know that, and I don't mean to, but I'm going to channel the message. People see you as like unreachable or untouchable, and it's almost like it intimidates them. Yeah, it intimidates them. I pulled another card. It's like you're this being up here who's like helping guide and lead people towards themselves, towards an awakening, towards something bigger and brighter. And people feel quite intimidated about that because they feel like either they have to match you or they have to leave your life. And if they can't match you, they have to pull you down to their level. And that's what I'm seeing here, especially the star, because as soon as people see you, they see you as a star, regardless of if you see yourself that way. You might even often run away or be uncomfortable with this idea. Something I want to say is that people might, again, have to bring you down to their level if they can't match you. Anything else I'm seeing here? I just want to go to your oracle cards. I think right now people are also seeing you as building a home or building a family or wanting to build a family or looking for some sort of love. And people acknowledge that. And I think people might sort of, I don't want to say take advantage, but they might like, they might know that and they might want to like have you in their life because you're so unique. But just because they want you in their life doesn't mean that you want them in yours. So there is that level of discernment that you may need to work on. And people see that here. They might even talk about that. People see you as very intuitive, possibly even psychic, I'm seeing here. But you might get in your own head and not listen to that. Final card of what we want to say to pile 1. Oh, yes, the lovers. And I was talking about you're trying to bring in or hone in a relationship. Something I want to say, because it came out in reverse, is that people see you as someone who's very self-sacrificing to the point where you may not give to yourself. Whether or not that's true, only you can decide. But there may be an energy here of like giving to yourself what you give to others, because these other people I don't think can match what you give to them. So at least try and surround yourself with people who can give to you. You know what I mean? So that when you do give to them, they're able to sort of replenish and assist you in giving to yourself. But this might be more of a journey. And I see you possibly receiving love soon. And people see you as like in either a relationship that's very harmonious if you're in one. But if you aren't in one, yeah, you're about to come into one. And if the relationship you're in isn't harmonious and making you happy, you're about to come into one. You're going to meet them by helping them. But that's only for a select few, obviously. You carry the burdens of other people, and people see that. It hurts you. It's almost hard for you. You may even travel around and not have like a unique group that's unique to you, like a unique friendship group. You may like pop around to different groups every few months. People see you as someone who, again, just has so much to offer. Like, you show people a new point of view in life. And that's something that other people can't match. You like have just such a unique touch in the way that you help people believe and find the magic within themselves. All right, my power 1, I hope that makes sense. I'm sending you all so much love and light. Mwah. If it does resonate, please be sure to leave a like, as I said at the beginning. If you want to go that extra step, be sure to subscribe. And if you really resonated with me, and if you want so much more that I'm able to give you on a general reading, please be sure to visit my website down below where you can book a private reading with me, where I'll channel your guides, your angels, your ancestors, and all the beings of highest love and light, where I can answer all your questions before you even ask me them. I'm sending you all so much love and light. Until we meet again, bye. Hi, beautiful souls, and welcome for those of you who chose this green emerald calcite piece, or the Radiant Tarot. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing good today. I'm going to go ahead and start laying out your oracle cards as I normally do. I'm going to tune into your energy, so if I feel a bit slow or I'm not getting to your messages right away, I'm just tuning into the energies right now. And while I tune into those energies, I would like to just remind you, if you do end up resonating with this video, please be sure to leave a like. It helps me connect to more people like you, but it helps people like you connect to more videos like these. If you want to go that extra step, if you're really enjoying it, if you're really loving this content, be sure to hit subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you know the next time I upload. It does help me out, and it helps the algorithm put me out there. Okay, I'm looking at your cards right now. We have Networker reverse, Don Juan, Queen. This is interesting. A message I'm hearing is that there is... people often will mistake you for someone who is using people, or someone who connects to people for themselves, or who sort of might persuade or use their seduction to entice people to work in a sort of way. This is something that is a common consensus about people when they talk about you. It seems like they also... a lot of people are very attracted to you, but they're intimidated by your power, and they also don't want to be tied down by you, because there's some sort of energy of like, the energies that you work with are very like free-flowing, nonchalant. I'm getting a lot of air energy, so a lot of your love interests could have been very major air placements, like specifically Gemini. Geminis are always a big one about this. What else? I don't want to harp on Geminis. I know also Capricorns are a big one of this. We can also see Scorpios and Pisces be big people about this type of energy of like not wanting to be tied down, but yet being so seduced by you and wanting to engage with you, and then sort of leaving you up in the air, like confused with that confusion energy. Because what I am picking up here is that you might accidentally do that to people, but you're just the type of person who wants to connect to people. You just want to sort of move around, learn more, to gain more information, but people are very threatened by that. people that you interact with, it might be very small town, small people where everyone knows each other. Like I'm picking up that vibe of like small town, everyone knows each other, or like the people who you interact with are so intertied with like everyone that it's like everyone talks about you in this way where it's maybe you move around in a community and you're known for this. People sort of see you as someone who is a bit of a troublemaker or someone who doesn't have the best interests of everyone at heart, which I don't think is true. I'm going to pull more oracle cards and I can guarantee you that's not true. Look, Capricorn. What else are we going to get? We're going to get Sagittarius. Yeah, Sagittarius are big ones about this. We got Pisces as well. Wow, all of the signs I was saying. Yeah, Sages are big ones about this. I forgot fire signs. Sages are big ones about the energy that I was talking about where it's like, they'll connect, but they won't want to be tied down in that way. Dedication to achieve, insights to understand. I think the way that you view people is that you view them as facilitators of learning or connecting in new ways, where other people don't view life that way inherently. Yeah, especially with the 11th house here. It's like you're trying your best to sort of network in a way that assists you, but also takes you to a place where you want to be, whereas other people see that as like selfish or sort of someone who just does anything for a means to a gain, if that makes sense. Like people might say these things, but I don't think it's true. And you just need to keep doing your own thing because you've actually got a big goal here of assisting in releasing information to masses of people or assisting in educating people in a way that's very structured. It could be by setting up facilities or foundations that assist people, or you just sort of move around to different groups and work with different levels of people. Like maybe you work with people who have disabilities, but then you're also working with people who are super rich. And the people who are super rich are judging of you. You're like, why are you working with those people? Like you don't gain anything. Like we're the ones with the money. We fund your projects. Like why do you take this money and give it to them? And it's like they don't understand that there is like a way of life or meaning or love or sort of energy that you're disseminating, giving to these people, you know what I mean? It's just, there's this energy of there are judgmental people around you who are sort of judging your actions and sort of not understanding them because they aren't at a level of consciousness to interpret them, or they don't have the proper education or emotional intelligence to interpret them. They don't have the spiritual understanding, especially with Pisces here. Like you're a very higher being. You do work with higher energies, and I think people might call you airy fairy, or they might like know that your spirituality is actually a determining factor. Look, we have the 10th house here. Yeah, there's something about your work that people perceive here. Look, we have Capricorn twice. Interesting. And North Node. You have Capricorn. Okay, give me a moment. I think people might see you as someone who knows how to be a bit of a flirt, or who knows how to use their words to sort of entice or to engage people. But it's not that you do it on purpose. It's just that what you have to say is so engaging. It is so inspiring and enticing. And that is the seductive quality, is that you don't try to be a certain way. You are being, I don't want to say being yourself because that's so cliche, but it's sort of like you are using yourself, your mind, in a way that is most like engaging or enlightening to you. It's like you're being the best version of yourself that makes you happy, and in that it's like it's lighting up these people who are sort of dead inside. And there's people around you. Yeah, there's that money that I was talking about, that support, that foundation. You're building something for people. You're building something bigger. You're building something for communities, and even if it isn't for the outside world, something that you're building for yourself is going to go far beyond your legacies. It's like you've undone family pain so that you could have kids without the same stresses or worries that you had, or you're giving money to kids who are on the streets, who got kicked out, who went through the same emotional experience as you. It's like you're creating new narratives in people's lives, and that's what the King of Swords with the Ten of Pentacles to me represents with the Temperance. It's like you're divinely intervening to bring balance or to bring peace or to bring, I know that this is a justice card, but it's almost like you bring injustices out of an injustice. It's like you help people, because the King of Swords is giving me very justice vibes. With the Temperance, it's like you're the angel to people's lives, and people see that. That's something people say about you, is that you sort of come into people's lives as a sort of angel. And you help build and sort of rectify energies within their lives. It's like you divinely intervene at the right times, and that's something that people say. That's more on the, I guess, positive note, because the negative people are the people who are sort of jealous, who didn't get to receive that energy, or who don't understand why you do that. Yeah, 10 of... Yeah. Okay, interesting. I think you're finally learning to not carry people's insecurities or words or sort of what they have to say about you to your heart. Sorry, you guys were wiggling there. It's because I was shuffling. I think you're finally no longer carrying the burden of what people have to say, because I think in the past people had power over you, and that's something people acknowledge. Yep. You're returning your power to yourself. It's like you're no longer allowing people to have the influence over your emotional state, because I think you let people influence you very easily, and that's something that a lot of close people around you realize, is that someone might give you the wrong look or the wrong stare, or like be like, no, I don't want to invest in you. And it's like you took that as like a personal attack, when it's like, no, that's their own shit. Yeah, you've gained a lot of wisdom recently. And it has to do with you working as a mentor or working with younger people or people who may not be at the same level as you. And you've sort of gained this wisdom, this higher level of compassion, understanding towards yourself. You're overcoming a lot. I'm seeing that you're about to create something, or you are creating something, and people, you're leaving people in the dust to create this thing. And people are, I don't want to say jealous, because, people are sort of like, trying to take what they can. They're like grabbing at you. They're like trying to get what they can before you notice. It's like, oh, can you help me out with this thing? Because they know that you're sort of detaching or not wanting to love them, but you aren't ready to sort of say goodbye. So you're like, fine, I'll help you. That type of energy I'm picking up. And I also just got tingles on my crown chakra. That to me says that against your better judgment, you may be assisting people, but it's like, I don't even think that's a bad thing, because you're expressing compassion and empathy in such a deep way. Yeah, sorry, sorry. The Empress, and I'm just getting over a cold at the moment. The Empress and the Hangman reverse. It's like, there's some decisions to be made, but your compassion and your unconditional love is what's holding you back from making them. But just make sure you're extending that compassion and unconditional love to yourself, and you aren't draining yourself. But other than that, I don't see you doing anything bad. And I'm not saying you shouldn't be helping these people, because you know what? If I was you, I would be too. I would be too, because I do have that same compassion, I believe, and that love and that non-judgment. You're coming at life in a place of non-judgment, which just sort of baffles a lot of people around you, because you could have came from a very like status orientated view of life or family. Yeah, a lot of your upbringing was founded in the way that people view you, or the money that you make, or the status of your work, or how you act. And you overcame that through your own passions and through your spontaneity. And people just take note of that. It's like your energy and inspiration. Remember how I said inspiration at the start? Now we got Knight of Wands. It's like you bring inspirational fire or purpose to people's lives where they've lost it. And people see that. People see that. And people talk about that, because there's this fire that they can't replicate, and it makes people quite like envious, I guess, because jealousy isn't the word, it's envy. That's why I couldn't say jealousy in your reading. It's envy. It's because people could do the same thing, and you teach people that they can, but they aren't ready to, because it means letting go of what they believe and what they see and how they perceive. Yep, Five of Pentacles. It means letting go of the way of life that they knew. It means rejecting patterns and old people. And you have received a lot of rejection in your life, and you've had a lot of doors closed on you. And I think you're actually, oh my God, this is so beautiful. I think you're actually going to be coming to a relationship soon. And you're going to be releasing a lot of addictive relationships that you sort of only had around you to keep comfortable, that sort of didn't really give to your life. And not every relationship has to give to your life. I'm not saying that you should view life in that way as a transaction, but I'm saying there are relationships that took away from you and had you bound and addicted to their love or their interaction or the way that they acted or the perspectives that they had. They kept you very limited. And you're going to be sort of leaving those people in the dark, because the only reason you had them in your life was because you were more scared of loneliness and rejection versus being confined. And you're sort of coming to this awakening of releasing these people as I speak. And I think people are like scared. Like, remember how I said when I was staring at this Chariot card, it's like you're leaving people in the dust, you're leaving people behind, you're overcoming a lot of what held you back. People are trying to sort of like hold on to you. People are like, well, can you believe this person and what they're doing? Can you believe that they said this thing? Can you believe how selfish they are? It's like, okay, you're choosing yourself and you're about to come into a very powerful relationship, or you're about to sort of find something that, no, I believe you're coming to a relationship. I don't normally ever read the Lovers as a relationship card because I do like to take the more psychological approach, but Spirit's really highlighting to me that this is love that you're coming into because you're saying goodbye to these patterns and these people. It's because you could never find love in this place. There's this song in the early 2000s I'm thinking of, and I was only a child, so I don't remember. We found love in a hopeless place. Sorry, excuse my singing as well. It's like you were trying to find love in a hopeless place, and like you weren't ever going to find it there because these people knew how to tie you down. Yeah, you overcame it through your hard work and dedication, and people are jealous because they can't put that same emotional hard work in because they don't know how to feel their emotions. They aren't emotionally as intellectual as you. They don't approach the world from an emotional state or standpoint. It's more perspectives, opinions, and what they're taught, and they don't sort of question it. Yeah. Yeah, there's that Two of Cups. You are getting that relationship. That is my confirmation. And if you're in one right now and it isn't fulfilling you or making you happy, it's because it isn't. It isn't. Wow, such a powerful and love-filled reading. People really view you in such a high light, but they aren't able to admit it to themselves because of their own pains and their own problems, which I kind of expected going through this reading, but pile 1 didn't have this really. Like, I'm trying to see if there's any final messages of what people say about you. What's the sort of tea? What's the gossip? You were able to escape it. Like, I'm seeing, like, you were able to get out of it. Do you know, like, those rappers who come from nothing and then come to something? It's like, you were able to get out of the thick of it. It's like, if you came from, like, for example, a royal lineage, I'm getting, like, what's her name? Meghan and, Harry, I think. It's like, they were able to get out of that shit. They were able to get out of that toxic place without fucking dying like Prince Diana did, you know? Like, they were able to get out of it, and people acknowledge that you were able to escape the limits of your mind. So powerful. People are very jealous of you. Or envious, not jealous, envious. Because they could do the same thing. Envy, it comes out of a place of they could, but they aren't. And they, you know, they're very scared to. I hope that makes sense, my pile 2. I'm sending you all so much love and light. Mwah. Remember, if it did resonate, please be sure to leave a like. And if you are looking for something more, maybe even a more of a personal reading where I can give you so much more that I'm able to give you here, where I can channel your ancestors, angels, and guides, and beings of highest love and light, and answer all your questions before you even dare ask them to me. All of my services and rates are down below. Until we meet again, sending you love, light, and peace. Bye. Hi and welcome, pile number 3. For those of you who chose this Black Tourmaline piece or the Witch's Tarot, welcome to your reading today. I'm so sorry, I'm still getting over a cold at the moment. Or some type of illness, I don't know. Like I said in the start of the reading, this is going to be what do people say about you. I'm going to be using the oracle cards I've already pre-pulled just to save time. But as I'm doing that, I'm going to be attuning to your energies, which is why I'm a bit all over the place as I'm starting to do the intro. I will be just using this take because it takes me a moment to really attune to energies. It's so weird. Anyway, while I'm pulling these cards and placing them down, I am going to give myself just a bit of shout out here. If you do end up resonating and enjoying this reading, please be sure to leave a like. It helps me connect to people like you, but it helps people like you connect to more videos like these. And if you want to go that extra step, you know, that extra mile, and you're really enjoying me, you can of course hit the subscribe button. I will happily welcome you with loving arms. You can of course also hit the notification bell if you want to get notified the next time I upload, because there will be more to upload. Ooh, this one's hot. This one's spicy. This is the tea. This is so interesting. We got Exorcist, Samaritan, and Gossip. Interesting. I like how I was in the middle of talking about something and then I just jumped to this. Okay, you guys could do that a lot. Especially with Samaritan in reverse. I feel like you guys work on many different energetic levels at once. I know this isn't super relevant to what people say about you, but this is something I want to say about you, because you know what? I'm someone talking about you right now. Something that you're very funny, you're very quirky, you make people laugh, or you bring this liveliness to a room. When you step into a room, people fucking notice. People notice. I just saw 111 on my timer. You cleanse people's energies. You cleanse people's energies whether or not you do it on purpose. Because we've even got exorcist here. You exorcise people's demons. I see you there with the sage stick spinning it around. Get this demon out of here, you know, like that type of energy. Like I said, you're very goofy, you're very quirky, you see life in a very light manner, lighthearted. I don't think you take things too seriously, but there's a lot of people around you who seem to... They get upset when you don't match their level. They get upset, like, so for example, if... This is what I'm saying, and this is what people say about you. They're like, can you believe them? They think they're better than us. They think that they're cooler than us. They think that they're smarter. They think that they're on another level. When it's like, no, you're just living your life. And what I want to say here is that, like, for example, if someone came to you and wanted to gossip, you might shut that shit down. You might be like, okay, end. Like, why are we talking about this? If you don't like them, just block them. Like, why are we talking about this? And people get uncomfortable with that. People get uncomfortable with that. And something I'm seeing here is that people might, if you have friends or have a friend who does that, and you've been shutting it down lately, or you just don't engage in the same ways they do. Like, for example, if they if they're spurting some offensive words that you just don't resonate with, right? No judgment, no judgment, you know. Ultimately, words are words, and we're all here to learn our lessons, and no judgment if they're just spouting offensive words that you're just not a huge fan of, and you might not engage in the same way. Or maybe they're just making jokes that you just aren't a huge fan of because they're very sensitive to you, and you might shut that down. They seem to be like talking about that. They're like, can you believe like they think they're better? Like, God, like get off your pedestal, get off your high horse. Like I'm seeing that vibe. Even though you aren't even someone who's on the high horse, you're probably the most grounded, like nicest, most practical person there. It's like these people just want to place like claims on you. I'm also hearing this thing of like, this is so funny. It's true. As humans, the way that we're developed, especially in Western society, and a lot of the narratives that are put in the forefront of our brain, it's always them versus us. And there's this narrative here of like people see it as like you versus them, or like you see it as you versus everyone else, when like that may not be true. And people notice that because it might hold you back from opening up or connecting to people. And that's something I'm picking up on, is that people talk about that. It's that like you might have this mentality or this thought process of like, well, it's them versus me. Like I'm on this level and they're over there. Like I'm spiritual and they're not spiritual, or they have demons and I don't. Like, you know, you shouldn't see it in such black and white ways. You should see it as like, I'm a loving being who tries to extend my love. But it could just be people are making those judgments, and that's what I'm picking up. Because I'm not going to sit here and preach unconditional love. Because who cares? You know, fucking do whatever you want. I don't care. If you want to learn more about that, I have plenty of videos on that. This isn't the one. This is getting into the tea, getting into the motherfucking tea. Because like I said in the intro, the reason I'm doing this reading is because I had a dream about, I'm just going to pull more cards as I say this. I had a dream about, we were at this table and people were talking shit and people were like trying to start drama, like a reality TV. And then I all of a sudden stood up and fucking, I just wanted to bitch slap someone. And I said to them, keep my name out your motherfucking mouth. And there's this energy here of like, someone just can't keep your name out their mouth. I didn't expect there to be a pile like this, but you're the pile, it seems. Someone can't keep your name out of their mouth. They're obsessed with you because you shine very bright. The way that you sort of, the way that you have an eye for detail, or the way that you dress yourself, or sort of your fashion sense, or the way that you view situations and help people, it's like it's in such a way that they're sort of jealous. And I do want to say jealous because whenever I use the word jealousy, it is in a way of like they can't have it, but then envy is in a place of like they aren't doing the work to get it, right? They'd rather just sit in they'd rather sit in their chair and throw stones. There's this energy here of like someone is very like judgmental, or sort of looking towards you, of like idealizing you, but then in them idealizing you, they're kind of like envious, like I want to be them. It's almost like oh, I'm here. Okay, every pile got a song. This is good. I've been working on my clear audience, so like I'm so glad I heard a song here. I'm hearing Copycat by Billie Eilish. I don't know the lyrics, but there's a lyrical part where it's like, I'm italics, you're you're italics, I'm bold. You hate me, yet you want to be me. It's like that type of energy. It's like there's this they don't realize that they're doing it. They don't realize that they're at this level of just hypocrisy in their life. That they're almost betraying themselves, you know? And I feel like you're making them face that in them. Like you're trying to make them see that, but in it, it's just causing more friction. Second house, Scorpio. People could also see you as someone who sacrifices a lot to help people, or they see you as someone who's very self-sacrificing, or you may be someone who doesn't realize your worth, and that's something that people acknowledge and say. They might even say it to you, like they might be like, hey, like, you know, you're better than this situation, like, you know that these people are really just hurting you, and we got sun here twice. Oh my gosh, we got sun here twice. Okay. Yes, you shine very, very bright, and you shine a light. Because of how bright you shine, like, you make people uncomfortable with themselves. You intimidate people, especially with Scorpio here. Second house. The way that you portray yourself, or the way that you hold yourself, or your talents and your luxuries, and what you sort of value, people wish that they had the intellect, the determination, the love, the compassion, the energy that you have. Because you are very unique, and there is like an energy here of like you struggle to see your uniqueness, or you might be on the other end of that of like, now you're shining your uniqueness so bright, and you're not caring about what other people say, think, or do, that it's inspiring and encouraging these copycats who are also in this vibrational energy of judging you and casting a stone on you. That's sort of something I'm picking up heavily here. Let's move into your tarot. Very interesting messages. Let's see if tarot can help me narrow it down a bit more. Angels, ancestors, and guides. What do we want to share for pile number 3? Oh. Okay. 4 of Cups. That one went flying. 5 of Cups, reverse. Okay. They could see you as someone who is definitely a reliable friend. They could see you as someone who is out of reach or out of their league. Something that's often talked about when they talk about you is that, like, they don't understand why you do the things you do. It's like you have a lot of compassion and empathy for what you do and the way that you protect and help and listen to people. The way that you sort of support. Support is a big word I want to use here. The people who you support and the way that you support, people don't understand why you do it. It's like, why do they support that person? Like, that person's treated them like crap. They don't understand that, like, you see through the surface level of, like, what that person's went through, and you understand that, like, it's their traumas that made them who they are, and that there are these different levels and vibrations to them. Like, there's these different conscious levels to them. Something that I also want to say is that you could be grieving the loss of someone, and that's something that people talk about a lot, is that either you are just moving on from, like, a relationship, or you're just moving on from, like, a heavy loss in your life, and it's still sort of showing up in your life in the ways that it's affecting your decisions, it's affecting the things that you do, how you act, but it seems like you're moving on. Something I want to say is that you're leaving a lot of people behind, and there's a lot of people who are upset that you left them behind. It's like people who fucked you over really think about you. And I think you know that. People who sort of, like, left you in the left you, like, ruined. All you did was ever support and show that compassion and empathy. The people who left you heartbroken and sort of betrayed you in your foundations and sort of enticed you. And it's like, you didn't even pursue this connection. It's like they pursued you, and then the way that they treated you and you had nothing but love and support for them, it's like they are, like, haunted by that. That's something I want to say. It's like you're moving on from that, and they feel that energy, and they know that because it's like you block them, you don't talk to them. It's like they can't have access to your life. They really know that they fucked up. Like, the energy that you lead by you just living your life, it's like you shine so bright that you make people uncomfortable with the way that they treated you. Because it's like you rose above it. It's like you didn't meet them at their level. It's like when someone was cussing you out and cursing you out, it's like you may have had your little fit, you may have had your little anger moment of, like, well, fuck you too then. But, like, you never betrayed them. You never, like, went out and told their secrets. You never spoke bad of them. You never tried to, like, come to their house and, like, burn their clothes. You never, like, you did it all right. Like, even though you may have had your moment where you're upset, it's like you know, maybe if you borrowed clothes from them, you returned those clothes. You said, thank you for answering the door, here's your clothes, and then you left. You didn't say anything. You know what I mean? Like, you did everything right by yourself. And when I say by yourself, by your own moral standards, your own moral compass, your own love that you have and that you exude. And these people, they regret their actions, and then on top of that, they regret losing you. There's a lot of people who, like, think about you. And that's something I want to say, is that I feel like when people talk about you, they talk about, like, how lovely you were, even if they were people in the past. And if they were people who regretted what they did to you and how they acted towards you and who they were, I feel like they still talk very highly of you, and they're like, man, like, this person was, like, the best, like, they hyped me up, like, and if they do talk bad of you, they'll feel bad about it right away. It's like the universe, the energies around them make them realize. Let's see some clarifiers. I'll see what else I get for you guys. Anything else? Oh, that went flying. Interesting. King of Cups. Something that I want to say is that people say you take on the emotional burden of people. And something that I want to say here is that you're always here for someone in assisting them in working with themselves, in understanding what's going on in their life. And that's something a lot of people notice. You have a lot of, like, self-help tactics or advice, or the way that you work with people is in a very practical manner of, like, grounding and interpreting what they're going through. And you really help them in a way that, like, helps them understand and process and to not feel so overwhelmed. And when people talk about you, it's like they talk about that you have this Midas touch of, like, making people feel so warm. It's like you can burn even the coldest people. Like, you know what I mean? It's like you bring fire to even the most dead people. Yeah, look, the devil here, but it's in reverse. It's like you bring that fire to the most coldest places. And I was talking about the fire and ice symbology. Like, I can't, you know, make this crap up. You have this way of, like, I want to say enlightening. I do want to say enlightening, yeah. You have this way of enlightening people. You also have this way of helping people build themselves up or build their foundations. You're like a hype person. People talk about that. I think people miss that energy a lot. Whenever people think or talk about you, it's often the good things. Like, I'm not seeing anything negative here. Like, the only negative thing is that people want to be you. It's like people want to be you so bad that they talk crap about you because they're like, they don't, it's almost like, what's that energy where it's like, they want to be you so bad, but because they aren't you and they can't imitate your energy, they will talk crap about it and talk it down to bring you to their level. It's like, well, they're not better than me. They can't do anything I can't do. You know, that type of energy. Yeah, you freed yourself from a lot of these people. The only thing that holds you tied to these people is your past memories, or just sort of like the addiction to sort of, the addiction to feeling the incessant need to like reach out and to be nice to everyone. Not that you shouldn't be nice. It's just that you don't owe anyone anything. And there's this energy here of like, you may feel like people owe you, and people know that they can sort of like use that. Like if you mention to them, well, you know, I've just felt like I owed you from this thing. It's like, they didn't feel that way, but now that you said it, great. Like, great. Now I can use it, you know? Something I want to talk about is that people know that you are a gentle soul who like wears their heart on their sleeve. They also see you going places. They see you, whatever your craft or your talent is, they see you using it to better the world, or at least making a better future for yourself. Interesting. Yeah, there's that grief. When people talk about you, they talk about how they didn't take action upon like when they had you in their life, they didn't act right. And they really regret it. Look, I'm just getting the same messages here. I hope that made sense, my pile 3. I'm sending you all so much love and light. Remember, if this did resonate, please leave a like. And if you'd like something more than I'm able to give you here, where I can go into in-depth with you, channel your ancestors, angels, and guides, channel them through on paper, through meditation, and answer all your questions before you even dare ask me them, my website and where you can book with me is down below. But until we meet again, I'm sending you all so much love and light. Bye.